How should a student approach the study of religion?
That's the one. What advice could you
Well, I guess it depends on who the student is. And what I mean by that is, I see in my classroom students who come from essentially non-religious secular backgrounds and students who come from very rich religious backgrounds. And I think the study of religion offers each of them something very different. What I hope secular students get out of my courses is an appreciation of the very relativity of their own secularism. That secularism is not simply the way things are. A secular worldview is not the end of humanity's search for truth. We finally found it after passing through religion. But that secularity itself is a constructed reality that has a history. And its history is in religious traditions. Another Peter Berger point. And that makes you see that your secularity is as fragile in its foundations as any religious worldview. So for the secular student, I think the study of religion is a very important way of understanding, the thrownness of our identities, the absurdities of our identities, that they're given to us and we accept them, whatever the hell they are. And maturity of an intellectual kind is beginning to understand the fragility of your own constructions and the fact that you are nevertheless must commit to some. We ultimately have to make a commitment. We commit to a secular worldview, we commit to a religious worldview. We can't live without a commitment, whether it's an unconscious or a conscious one. Most of us commit unconsciously by not thinking. But you can commit consciously. You can make a wise decision. I wouldn't use the word rational, but a wise decision about what is ultimately most worth your time. So for a secularized student, or a secular student, and a religious student, I think the study of religion raises those questions in a very provocative way. And the same thing for the religious student, because most religious students are coming to study religions that they don't know much about, and coming up to the fact that, wait, these religions make as much sense as mine if you just grant them a few presuppositions. I constantly, as a student, as a teacher of Judaism, I get Christian fundamentalist students in my classes who enter the course wanting to know why the Jews reject Jesus and leave the course wondering how they could accept Christ, which is really exactly where I want them to be. I want them to see in their study of Judaism a religious system which hangs together perfectly intelligibly without the question of Christ, as does Islam. I teach a course on monotheism. And the Christian students, who are overwhelmingly the students in that course, if they have been paying attention, come away having to ask, well, why then do Christians require Christ? What's it really about? Since you see perfectly nice systems that don't need such a concept, and in which other symbols function like Christ does, Torah, for example, in Judaism, Quran in a certain way in Islam. So for religious students, there's the opportunity to, again, like for the secular student, question the self-evidence of your own way of being. And that's the humanities. So I think for each type of student, the study of religion is a way of beginning to be wise about your own commitment.